Just went shopping at Sam's Club and Vitamin Cottage. Here's what we got. A whole ton of greens, frozen blueberries, some frozen broccoli. That makes it a lot easier to cook. Here we have some butternut squash already cubed for you, so all you have to do is throw it on a sheet with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. Sweet potatoes, 2 different kinds, Japanese and garnet. We're going to cook those in the oven. Avocado we're going to mix with some fish that I have. And here's some ground turkey. And we have a whole bunch of ground turkey there. There's about, I think it's 12 pounds of ground turkey. And then 5 giant Tupperware containers. Avocado oil for cooking with. I already have some olive oil. Pink Himalayan salt I got at Vitamin Cottage, and cracked black pepper on top of that. Nutritional yeast flakes, that's just to give some flavor to the greens that I make. Gluten-free oats, those are for breakfast. And then some raisins that I got at Vitamin Cottage as well. We're going to prepare all this stuff right now. Each one of these containers I put the greens in, so that's going to be the base of a whole bunch of my meals, lunches and dinners for the week. About 2 cups of greens in each one. For me, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast powder. These containers, I just opened up the top and just put the nutritional yeast powder, which has protein in it, B vitamins, not much else. And I'm going to add myself, I put 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in there for the healthy fat because I want that much. You probably want 1 tablespoon. Just make sure you look at the calories, factor them into your daily macros. And I'm also going to add a couple of tablespoons of balsamic vinegar in there. Here is the cut up butternut squash. All I'm going to add there is 2 tablespoons of oil, salt, and pepper. And I'm going to factor that oil in, even though it's just for cooking. I'm going to factor all this stuff in calorically. And then the sweet potatoes, I'm just going to throw those in the oven plain. This pot is heating up on low to medium heat on the stove top. I'm going to throw a little bit of oil in there. Again, factor that in calorically and cook all of that ground turkey. There are the salads. That's just going to be a base layer for stuff. I'm putting all those in the fridge. They're loaded with a bunch of good nutrition. For me, just the calories I need. Here's a ground turkey still cooking in the pot there. That's going to take a little bit longer. I'll keep checking on it. We've been going for about 30 minutes so far here. And the broccoli is really easy. We're just going to steam it all in a steamer. Once it gets done, throw it into a big Tupperware, mix it around with some spices. Now I have some of these wild sardines that I got at Vitamin Cottage. I have a few packages of those in the cabinet, so I'm going to throw one of those packages on each of these mini salads that's in the container just the way we bought it. Just throw them on there, plop, shut the lid, ready to go, a few meals. Here's what I'm going to do to measure the oats. I'm going to measure them out one time. I'm making my breakfast now. This is 1.5 cups for me. You don't want to have near that much. But I only measure it one time, so you don't have to drive yourself crazy measuring all that food. And then I'm going to put it into a Tupperware, and I'm going to kind of eyeball it. What's that look like? Now, I'm not going to measure it out precisely every single Tupperware container, but this allows me to eyeball it and know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a certain amount of food. That way I can pretty accurately guesstimate. Here are 5 breakfasts now that I have laid out for the week. Each one of those has the exact amounts that I need, different than your amounts, but I'm going to tell you what they are anyway. 1.5 cups of gluten-free oats. They're the quick cook, so I just put water in without having to cook them. 1/4 cup of raisins, organic raisins. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Again, you might use 1/2 to 1 tablespoon. And then 1 tablespoon of chia seed, ground up chia seed powder. And then 2 tablespoons of rice protein powder in each one of those. I know the exact numbers. That's the exact numbers I need for breakfast. My breakfast is now ready for this entire week, Monday through Friday. Ground turkey's still cooking. We just want to keep watching this, especially when it's this deep in a pot. Keep stirring it around. Make sure you cook it evenly everywhere. And keep adding more sea salt, black pepper, and garlic salt if you like those 3 things. I season up just about everything with those 3 things. Makes it taste real good. Here's how we're going to measure out the turkey. This is an electronic scale. Order it on Amazon.com. I think this costs $12. We're going to measure the Tupperware first, so we don't have to put the turkey on the scale. Okay, 0.9 ounces. So now we're going to put the turkey in there. Measure it with the turkey in there, and then subtract 0.9 ounces. It's real simple. Okay. Most people are going to want 4 ounces of turkey. I'm actually shooting for 8 ounces. Again, because I'm on a different food plan than you, but the similarity is that we are counting our protein and we're counting our calories. Okay. So I'm just sort of guessing. That's 8.2. Okay, so I actually need a little bit more for 8 ounces, but you get the idea. Measure it out. Subtract the 0.9 from the Tupperware, or whatever it is that your Tupperware is. Measure it in the Tupperware, and then add or take away whatever food you need to. 10 Tupperwares full of turkey. I got 8 ounces in mine. You probably want 4 to 6 in yours. We got about 1 cup of broccoli in 5 of those containers. Then I added onto there about 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and turmeric is actually how you pronounce that. Put those in, makes it taste real good. These bags I get at Natural Grocers because it's real cheap to buy the spices that way. I'm going to take a whole avocado, cut it up, and I'll put one avocado in another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these containers. So I have 5 avocados, one whole avocado I'm going to mix with that ground turkey, add some healthy fat. Now I added avocado to the other 5 of those ground turkey containers. I add a little bit more sea salt on top of that. Now these are complete meals here if I want no carbohydrates or low carbohydrates, or I can add the sweet potatoes onto these meals once they're done cooking. Nice complete meal in the Tupperware. I just went back to each of my breakfast containers and I added about a half a cup of blueberries to them. They're frozen. I'll keep them in the fridge, and in the morning I'll put them into a bowl, pour water in there, just let it soak up, mix it all together and eat it. And by that time the blueberries aren't going to be frozen anymore. Here's my food prepared for this entire week. This is going to last me a while. Some of the food I'm actually going to put in the freezer, like these extra greens here, and then pull them out about a day or so before I use them. We have 10 Tupperware with 8 ounces of ground beef in there, so there's high protein. The breakfast are oatmeal with rice protein powder. You can use other kinds. Raisins, blueberries, coconut oil, healthy fat, all that kind of stuff. That's a good breakfast. And then we have some extra salads up here that I'm going to throw the sweet potatoes on top of after they're done cooking in the oven. Got maybe about another hour on the sweet potatoes. I like them nice and soft, but I'm pretty much done with the food prep. Even have a little bit more broccoli cooking in here. I'm going to put that in the Tupperware. Freeze some of that broccoli because I won't eat it within the next 4 or 5 days or so. There's all the food prep for the week. Nice and easy. We started about 4:40. That took almost exactly an hour and a half. We got a little bit more time to pull those out of the oven when they're done. And here's my dinner too. So I got dinner out of it also. Here's 2 cups of baby carrots steamed, a cup of blueberries frozen. They're unfreezing right now, and then some of the ground turkey that I cooked. Healthy week.